Hi guys, it's Anna Rapp here. I'm talking today about how dangerous most fragrances are and how I found a really new, great, safe fragrance. So traditional fragrances or parfums, are made with synthetic scents that contain phthalates. Phthalates, you say it with a TH, but it's spelled P, PHTH, phthalates. They're a byproduct of synthetic scents. They're like what makes perfume, but they're also found in your laundry detergent, in your hand soap, in your dryer sheets, in your, just like all sorts of products all over your house, fragrance like scented candles, and they're all super toxic. So you probably already know this if you've been following me, but phthalates are linked to, and this is like legit, not like woo-woo, like legit scientifically linked to these things, to breast cancer. They're endocrine disruptors. So to breast cancer, to miscarriage, to infertility, to problems during pregnancy with the development of the fetus, and then to behavior and emotional issues in children and ADHD. So they're just things you don't want around. And I think we'll probably find that they're linked to more things as time goes on. We just don't have the studies to show them. So right now we know those are things that we want to watch out for. Plus they smell, right? That synthetic fragrance, people are sensitive to them. They're just really problematic. So let's go back to perfumes. So a lot of us like to use perfumes. I always like to use perfume. I can always remember the scent of my grandmother's perfume. Like, scent stays with you. Scent is special. So I have been, for many years, seeking out natural perfumes. I make my own sometimes. I've made them in roller balls and bases with oil, with essential oils I like. I've made them in sprays. For the last few months, I've mostly just been using, so like Rose Absolute and Jasmine Absolute are so expensive that they already come diluted in oil. So I'll just put a few drops of this on my wrist. And I think it's really nice for self-care because it feels special. You're like anointing yourself in the morning. But let's be honest, the scent lasts for all of like 30 minutes and then it's gone. I've also really liked, so Jasmine and Rose are not safe if you're trying to conceive or pregnant, but they're fine otherwise. The Neroli toning mist from Anne Marie Skincare. It's a toner, but I use it as a scent because it's so lovely and uplifting, safe for fertility and pregnancy and for everyone else. Lasts like 30 seconds and then it's gone. That's okay, it's a toner, it's not meant to last, but right, so good for self-care. This is Pure Sunshine by Pure Haven, which is a really great non-toxic brand. This has just a couple scents in it, coconut and vanilla. Really nice, really light. My daughter could smell it for maybe an hour or two and that was it. But here's the thing with all these scents. And I also have some fancy glass bottles that I've used that have like Jasmine or Rose Absolute with alcohol. My mom doesn't like those. She's like, just smells like alcohol. I like them, but again, the smell just doesn't last maybe an hour or two. And more than that, they're not complicated. They're simple, right? It's like one scent or maybe two scents. So I have great news, because Beautycounter has decided to launch perfume. The full line is launching in spring of 2024. My brain's like quickly trying to remember what year it is and what year is coming. But this fall, they are launching the first two scents. These are complicated scents. These are not simple scents. There is nothing hidden here. So there's no, so if you have followed me or other non-toxic bloggers, you know that we have issues. Like if you have a hand cream or a shampoo and it'll say like synthetic fragrance or even natural fragrance, and it'll have a little star saying no phthalates, but then it doesn't tell you what's in the synthetic fragrance and the natural fragrance, that's problematic, right? I mean, they're hiding it on purpose. It probably contains 50 ingredients, and you don't know if you're okay with all those ingredients, and they're being lazy and not telling you. I've had some brands, I think Eco Roots was one of them, that they had some bar shampoo and conditioner that's really nice, right? Saving the planet. But it said like natural fragrance, no phthalates, but it didn't list it. And I emailed the company and I was like, I cannot buy nor recommend this unless you actually list what's in it. And they were like, oh, they didn't know. They were like, well, let's reach out to our supplier. They reached out to the supplier, put the ingredients in it. Great, right? So sometimes, and the ingredients were fine. So sometimes they turn out to be fine, sometimes they don't. But what I want is transparency, right? I'm looking for brands that are transparent, that treat us like adults, who can look at ingredients lists, who can understand them. we don't even have to understand them, right? We can just put them into our various apps. We can just go to the EWG Skin Deep or to Think Dirty or whatever and see and check out the ingredients if we don't already know them by heart. At this point, I know the scary ones. So I was actually at the Beautycounter conference when they announced the perfume. And I mean, I've trusted Beautycounter. I liked all their ingredients. I have a great post on my blog that goes through all the ingredients that people have questions about. But every time they launch a new product, I just, I'm just like a little nervous until I see the ingredient list. And so when they put the ingredients list up on the thing at the conference, I was like, it was really long. And I got through it all and I was like, oh yes, I'm so excited. It looks great. Okay, so Beautycounter is treating us like grown-ups. The ingredient list is really, really long. So this is for 2 scents, 2 different scents, like 1 scent here and another. But they are listing every single thing in there, right? These are complicated scents and they are not hiding anything. And some of them, they're fine, but they don't sound, like dicahydroendinfuran. I can't even pronounce it right. But then you look it up in the EWG and it's like a 1. It's like totally fine. But they are treating us like adults, saying, we are going to be transparent. We're going to tell you exactly what's in this. And these scents, they're like real perfume. I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm like 25 at the counter of the department store, trying on the fancy perfumes. So these are the 2 scents with the fall line. It's just so exciting, when you get something in clean beauty that, that you've been looking for, that you've been wanting. This is not something I can recreate in a roller ball in my house. So we have 2 scents. This one is Miles Away. And I actually have the details on Miles Away that I can read you. I don't have the details on the other one. This one is it's a woodsy, restorative, and immersive. Breathe the outdoors in. And it's a very, very outdoorsy kind of scent. Top notes of lemon and bergamot, middle notes of chamomile, jasmine, and juniper berry, and base notes of cedarwood, sandalwood, and vetiver. And it's very lovely. It is not, however, my favorite. I thought it was going to be my favorite because I'm like, I'm outdoorsy and into nature and want to immerse myself in the nature. But instead, this is my favorite. It's called Sunspill, and it's like, let me try it. I mean, it's kind of like a fun day at the beach, at the coast, but there's just so much going on. And it smells like grown-up woman perfume. You know what I mean? Like beautiful grown-up woman perfume, and it lasts. So I put it on, I'm trying to think, I think at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's like 9 o'clock at night, and I can still smell it on my wrist. And it's just lovely, and there's nothing simple about these, and they last. So these are 2 things that I have not seen in perfumes before. There is one brand that has been around that I have not tried. It's called Dime Perfume, and they seem to be very similar, except in their ingredient list, they'll be like alcohol, water, and they don't say proprietary ingredient list. When people say proprietary ingredient list, I'm like, oh, for heaven's sakes. Like, I work with so many brands that, list everything and then post all their, like, heavy metal screening, like, all their third-party testing, like, proprietary, schmiretary. I'm not working with you. Anyway. But Dime doesn't do that. Dime says like alcohol, water, but then they're like Dime perfume blends. But then if you click a couple times, you can get to the list of ingredients, but I can't remember if it was like the list of ingredients for that one or like a general list. And all those ingredients looked pretty okay, but it rubbed me the wrong way that they wouldn't put that on their listing on their website. Like, just show me the ingredients, right? You don't have to hide it from me. You don't have to coddle me or treat me like someone who wouldn't understand or who would be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked. I want to see the ingredients because I want to know if they're okay or not so I can buy it. So anyway, I'm really excited about these. Let me know if you have questions. But I just think that, this is nice for people who are transitioning from a conventional life with toxins and they're just starting and they can't handle patchouli essential oil, right? They want like something really, really nice. So I think it's good for them, and it's also good for people like me who are in their 40s and are like ready to be a grown-up woman with a signature scent. Like, I kind of want my my kids to be like, that's what mommy smells like. Or when I go and volunteer at my son's faith class at church, like them to be like, you know, that's what Miss Anna smells like. I know that sounds silly, but it's just one of those things. You know, I have the scent memory from growing up of what different people smelled like, and I haven't been able to do that because I'm not wearing toxic perfume. But now I'm going to be able to do it. So I think it's really good for people like me who have been wanting a signature scent, but have been unable to really find that through the essential oils that we've had available so far. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I will make another video in the spring when the full line launches, reviewing all the scents.